What's up, Powur Hitters, Solar Warrior Tribe? Today is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. My name is Jarrett McAllister, the virtual solar pro. If you're watching this on YouTube, like the video, share it with your fellow solarpreneurs, and leave a comment that helps with the algorithms as well. What is up, JB, my boy, my man?
Good
How are you
morning,
doing,
Jarrett. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm ready for summer. I think summer starts tomorrow. I know the sun's been hiding for a bit, but we're ready. It's
Well,
game
it's summer in some parts of the country, and others it still feels like winter. I don't know what's going on. This weather is wet, acting like weather. But
Yeah, the sun is so important, getting the UV, getting outside, the melatonin in our bodies, and just being mindful of circadian rhythms and cold exposure and being healthy, and it keeps us in business and it keeps us alive. So beautiful day today.
all hail the sun god, right? I'm right there with you, man. But yeah, looking forward for it to peek its head tomorrow, first day of summer officially. Last week was the first day of summer for my kids. They all just got out, so summer vacation has started here at the McAllister household. And yeah, as a lot of you know, last week I was gone because I guess, I'm just going to start with a win right now. We were on a hot springs camping trip with the entire family throughout the state of Montana. We went to 6-7 different hot springs, from Lolo to Fairmont, Elkhorn, out in the middle of nowhere. It was beautiful. And being able to do that with the family, and check this out, most of the places did not have reception. I mean, zero. It said SOS on my iPhone.
Nice.
But I got myself a Starlink over the winter, and that thing worked like a gem. Popped it outside the 37-footer, stuck it up at the stars. And yeah, next thing you know, I was connecting. I had people reaching out. I was able to work a little bit remotely while we were out in the remote lands of Montana. So that was very cool. All part of the Powur platform. So I was going to start this week off with a killer win like that. So
that's amazing. And
yeah,
people like Wally Arita just made $1 million with Powur, and he's in the Philippines running his business. It's all possible.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So with that said, yeah, I wanted to share my success story. If you have one, why don't you go ahead and raise your hand? We'll call on you. Love to get a couple through before we, go on to our training for the week. You know what? And before we get on to some other people, I'd like to give a shout out to Peter. It's Chikaki, I believe is the last name. If I didn't say that correctly, new member of the team, reached out, saw the platform. What's up, Peter? I see you on the call, man. Good seeing you, brother.
Guys.
Welcome, Peter.
Good to be here.
Welcome. And where are you located, Peter?
In Poland.
Hey, let's go. Let's go, man. So welcome to the team, brother. And then I also want to give a shout out to Reggie Bowers, who put in a lead yesterday. We closed a NEM3 deal down in Lancaster. Unfortunately, credit did not pass 3 different ways, whether it was Sonova, Good Leap, didn't even qualify for pace. But the fact that he had an at-bat, we got it in. We did get them to want to move forward. Great job, Reggie. It's just all about putting up the at-bats.
Nice.
So with that said, let's move on. I see Tracy Canoni with the first hand raised. What's up, Tracy? How are you?
Hey, morning. Yeah, so I have my first win of install. So I had my first install last week, so that went well. And then I have my second install going in next week. Super excited.
Beautiful. Great job, Tracy. Yeah, and those were all NEM2 push deals, right? Right on
Correct.
the edge, or sense of urgency. That was in what, March? So these are 90-day installs with the surge, when we know national average right now is 5-6 months. That's incredible. So great job. Love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Up next, Mr. Owen Carey. What's up, brother?
I'll lower my hand here. I'm pretty excited. I'm actually at the install right now, but actually I'm pretty juiced about last week. Sold a deal. My client's house I'm right now, they're electricians. They're very dorky. And then I sold to his boss. Tesla told him they couldn't do solar with the battery at his house. I went there, I figured out the game plan. And then we were supposed to go out to lunch. I said, I needed to make my next call. So we sold literally 2 NEM3 deals in 45 minutes. So it was pretty epic.
Nice, Owen. And shout out to Owen. I gave him a lead over the last few weeks, and I believe he's locking it down, getting it closed with the battery and NEM3 as well. So
Yeah. Well, that was the one, 2 batteries. That was the one you gave me. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
Great job, Owen. Mr. Craig Bloom.
Hey there, Jarrett. Thanks, that brother. Appreciate that. So look, my big win is my team has joined forces with Emmett Summers' team out here in the DMV. So if hopefully everyone on this call knows who Emmett Summers is, I'm so stoked to be working with him side by side, learning from the master, so to speak. And so our task is starting the DMV, the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia area first, and we're going to expand through the rest of the East Coast. So super excited about that. We've got a lot of wins. We have our first event coming on this Saturday, the 24th, and we've got another one planned in July and August. We'll have Bobby at our event in August. So Bobby Smith can get off our back a little bit. We're going to really help him show his colors here in his state of Maryland. So excited about that, guys. Brought on a new enterprise in Las Vegas last week, and I'm excited about them as well. So things are happening. There's a lot of things to talk about, but just really wanted to bring the connection with Emmett Summers out here in the Eastern Coast. Thank you.
Great job, brother. Great job. Can I be honest? When you said that you had a partnership with the DMV, I just quickly thought that it was the Department of Motor Vehicles, and you were like, hey, you register your car, you're going to get a free quote. And I was trying to put that together, but yeah, Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia.
There you go. There you go. The DMV, we're going to start there first, guys.
Sounds good.
And ladies,
man.
apologize.
All right. Amnon. Go ahead, take yourself off mute.
If I am, what I wanted to tell you is that I got 3 guests here that I hope will introduce themselves. Anyways, 2 girls from the Golan Heights are opening the group that I plan to do, which is the Middle East Ambassador Group. And they both are students of internet. I forgot now what it's called.
Okay.
Bring it on in.
That's why I don't like to talk. Never mind. I said my thing.
Nice, Amnon. Keep up the positivity there and keep bringing on the ambassadors and keep grinding. Good stuff. Do we have time for one more, Jared, or are we?
Yeah, well, I mean, his name's similar to mine, so we'll give him some time. What's up, Garrett?
Hey guys, so I just been in contact with Bill Conley, so shout out to him. He messaged me through LinkedIn. I graduated from West Virginia University with a Bachelor of Science in Environmental and Energy Resource Management. So my area of emphasis was in our solar game. So I'm extremely excited to get started here. I actually just got called into work.
Oh, you're muted. He
Was
literally
I
got
mute?
called
Was
to
I
work.
really on mute? That was I on mute
There you
that
go,
whole
Garrett.
time?
No, we heard you. You called into work and go for it.
Yeah, now I have work at 4 today. But I haven't activated my account. Super excited to start. Already got a little Excel sheet of who I can. One of the things Bill said that really stuck with me was, you got $1 million in your contacts in your phone. So, I'm from a small neighborhood in New Jersey. I'm in the northern region. So I'm really excited to start and join the team here shortly. And get it going. So, it's funny because this is the complete opposite of what my parents want me to do. But I told them, I'm gonna give it a try. I have that sales mentality. And that's it. I just want to introduce myself. Like I said, haven't started yet. Got to work through some things. Got to get my 2-week notice. All that stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna be signing up. And Bill's gonna be my mentor, and hopefully we can get our first deals going, so I can show them a statement to my parents and get them to shut their mouth.
Hey, Garrett, hey, I gotta say something to Garrett. I gotta say something to Garrett. Garrett, this is what I tell my kids that are the same age as you. Your superpower is time, and you are in the right place at the right time. So not only are you in the right place at the right time, but you make bank right now, it will change your entire life. So
Yeah.
you might never be at the right place at the right time in this compelling nature. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So
I know that's what a lot of my professors told us that too. My major, we only had 16 in our graduating class. And he's like, I'm going to be real with you guys. You are in a niche market, whether that be renewable, whether that be solar. Some of the kids are doing soil remediation, anything like that.
Nice.
You know, the way the world's going now. So I'm blessed to really have been born at this time.
exactly. That's all that's what I
know.
wanted. I just want to make sure we appreciate that. It's like you are
Yeah.
blessed with great timing, and your superpower is time.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I'll leave it with this, Garrett. You could not be with a better man to lead you and help you out with this than Bill Conley, man. He's going to show you the way, show you the ropes. He's absolutely right. You have multiple millions of dollars in that contact list. People who are going to go solar, but you need to not be a solar secret agent. You need to get out there, let them know, because how upset will you be when your neighbor goes solar and you're like, dude, I do solar, but he didn't know because you didn't get it out there, right? So I say full force, grab the bull by the hands. And one last thing is that Warren Buffett said that the greatest transfer of wealth in human history will be through renewable energy. And so that's what this is right now.
I know.
You're at the right place at the right time, man. So welcome aboard. Congratulations. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to see you on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
With that said.
Oh, you will.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. So with that said, thank you for everybody sharing your success stories. Love hearing them weekly. It feels good to be back. Jonathan.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jarrett. I got 3 updates, and we will get to today's training. Great success stories, and even some of the top people here. Jordan Shaw's having his highest income month ever. There's people earning 40, 50, 60 grand a month. There's a few people that are earning 100 grand a month. So it's just motivation. That's impact and income, helping people save money on their bills, helping other consultants is what we get to do here. And speaking of happy, healthy, and wealthy, guys, really take this down. Jim Bunch is doing his free 9-week program. It starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific on Powur Live Masterclass. And it's a 9-week with Jim Bunch, one of the co-founders of Powur. And there's just so much that he teaches. It's an amazing blueprint, the 9 environments of you, all the different ways how to become healthy, wealthy, happy. It's truly an amazing 9-week challenge. Melissa Dawson's done it. My brother's done it. So many people have done it. Jonathan Budd wants everyone to do it, and Powur is sponsoring the cost of it. So tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, check out Powur calendar, but it is the Wednesday masterclass at 9 a.m. Pacific for all Powur members. Also, a friendly reminder, Mentor Factory is coming up July 21st and 22nd, 2 days. Lots of speakers like Jarrett and Danny Pesci and JC Rangel, 2 days over there in Downey, Southern California. And then Powur World Live in San Diego. You might want to get your hotel rooms, guys, because those are going quickly. San Diego, I think it's Coronado Island. It's all in your email and newsletter and texts and emails that go out. So make sure to register for Powur World. And obviously, lots of trainings on powurcalendar.com. You want to take a screenshot here. We got many trainings, JC's training, Women of Powur, office hours, of course, market development meetings, and so much more. And if you're new here, you have to go to solarmasterguide.com. It's like the Bible of power and solar and trainings and steps to success and resources and so much more. So definitely, if you're new here, check out solarmasterguide.com. It's 2 years of my brother's knowledge and expertise that he's put together for us all to benefit from. Okay, with that said, I will introduce today's trainer speaker. I wanted to mix it up a bit. We have a guest trainer in the house, and him and his team are here to give us some nuggets. And there's even a little offering towards the end, because the way I discovered them is that these realtors send me messages on Facebook, these auto check-in messages. And after a certain point, I was like, hey, are you sending this, or is your assistant sending this, or is there a bot sending this? And it turns out David Halpern here and his business partner and all the master coaching that he offers is just one of the ways he's redone the real estate industry and taken hundreds and thousands of real estate agents to massive success. And he's a trainer and a coach. So world-class leaders have someone to guide them, achieve goals, act as a sounding board, navigate the challenges. David Halpern is one of those most personable and engaging executive coaches based out of Southern California, possesses powerful blended perspective experience and business coach as an entrepreneur, tremendous track record of success in turbocharging sales and profitability of organizations, not just individuals of all sizes, ranging from Fortune 500 companies and even startups. A few of us already attend his trainings and use some of the tools and the VAs that he offers. David's real estate client roster includes RE/MAX offices, Century, Berkshire, Keller Williams, EXP, and much more, including mortgage lending. He's a proud graduate of Yale University and the Phillips Executor Academy. He resided for many years in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, with his wife, Martha, daughter, Rebecca. And he's here today with his colleague, Rosalind, as well. So I will go ahead and turn it over to David. And Roz, take it away.
You're on mute, brother.
Let's make sure we got the audio set up okay. And
Okay, that should be better now.
perfect.
You good?
Yes.
Okay, Jonathan, I appreciate it very much. Good morning, everybody. Appreciate your time and your trust to have me kind of pour in a little bit. You guys can hear me okay? Thumbs up? We're good? Okay. So thanks. I appreciate the opportunity. Hey, just a couple of quick things. I'm going to keep it relatively brief. And hopefully my objective is simple, not to waste your time that in 20 minutes you actually have something usable. Even though I'm not a solar guy, the principles of business are the principles of business, if that makes sense. So about 9 years ago, just a heads up, I had been, prior to this business, the CEO of a database marketing company based in Torrance, California. They didn't hire me because I was a marketing whiz. They hired me because I knew how to grow businesses. But I had a bunch of young guys and gals who were kind of creative, a little bit crazy, and they taught me marketing. And so about 9 years ago, when I started this consulting business that turned into who knows what, a coaching business and something else, I hope you all understand I started from zero. So I'm doing the exact same thing all of you people are doing. We are all building independently service-based businesses from scratch, if that makes any sense. Here's the important thing. 9 years ago at age 47, who did I know in the real estate world? What was my background? Answer, zero. The only contact I had in the industry was my own brother-in-law, who's still a realtor out in the Inland Empire, if you're familiar with California. And here we are 9 years later, and whatever's about to come out of my mouth is not to boast or brag. Those people that know me well know I'm way beyond that in my life. I don't give a crap what people think about anything anymore, if that makes sense. So here goes, folks. Are you ready? Our business is scaled to beyond a seven-figure business, and I'm just a single coach. So what I want to share with you about is the process, because it applies to solar as well. Fair enough? To keep it simple, if you're taking any notes, you might want to write this down. And if you're not taking notes, you might want to write this down, because great business owners think on paper, but most solar reps don't. Just a heads up, I do work with a few and coach a few as well, including a couple that are in Powur Solar, by the way. Okay, so just a heads up. The biggest problem most people have when they become an independent rep for anything is they have the gift of business ownership, being in business for themselves, but they got the problem of being in business by themselves. So I'm pretty happy to see Jonathan, Jarrett, Bill, some of you guys, that mentoring is pretty fierce in your organization, because without that, it's a real grind. If I could give you my greatest hits here in a nutshell, it would be this. The difference between a salesperson and a business builder, the difference between someone who does transactions and someone who scales radically into huge number of transactions, and an organizational builder, and I am familiar with network marketing models of a sort, even though there's a little different. Here we go, ready? What makes a business owner and a scaler different is they're obsessed with leverage, obsessed with leverage. And in my estimation, if you're taking notes, there are 3 great forms of leverage. These are the things, and my favorite definition of leverage, courtesy of somebody who I've known many years, is small investment, big return. Small investment of time, small investment of money, big return. For me, there are 3 great levers in business that will move the needle big time. Number 1, coaching and mentoring and role modeling. And for those of you in this organization, if you're not gleaning or globbing onto your leaders in this organization, you're making a terrible mistake. But that's not the topic for today. Lever number 2, marketing. Lever number 3, people, specifically delegation through people. You want to put them together? Marketing through people and technology. And that's what we're going to talk about here briefly. I'm obsessed, as some of you are. I know Jonathan is, from a private conversation with him recently. I expect that some of you are obsessed with database marketing. You should be. You should be obsessed with database marketing and social media. There's a reason why it's powerful, and there's a reason why most business come through referrals, past client, and Sphere. So what I want to do is give you a couple of quick hits. If you think about it, the sales funnel is really nothing more than an inverted cylinder or a triangle, if you will, right? Where the top of the funnel is larger than the bottom. So when I work with people privately, I am always obsessing over the top of the funnel. And here's what the top of the funnel is. Ready? It's leads or contacts to messages to appointments at the middle of the funnel. I am not so interested in how good you are at closing the people when you meet them. I'm not. Because my obsession is always this. Brian Tracy used to say this many years ago. He used to say, if you want to double your sales, it's very simple. Just simply double the number of sales appointments you go on. With everyone I'm working with, if you can see, I have the flood the funnel. It's actually our domain as well. I'm obsessed with this expression, flood the funnel. And what it means is you're radically increasing the number of leads or contacts you're working with. You're radically increasing the number of messages you're sending out daily to create appointments, as Jonathan alluded to a few minutes ago. And by definition, you're obsessing about going on tons and tons of appointments. Now, if you see Rosalind, who's a kind of a superhero of mine, who works with me in the business, we've known each other for many years. When I first hired Rosalind, we'd already worked together for many years and knew each other. When she first came aboard this company in 2015, she had only one objective, only one task: to book at least 4 face-to-face appointments per week with potential new clients. I won't take the time, but if I show you a spreadsheet, we track no numbers except for how many she booked and how many showed up. We kept it that simple. That's the obsession. Got it? So here's what I want to talk to you about. If you're taking notes, again, here's where you might want to there may be some aspects of this you're already doing. There may be some you're not. But if you're asking me in just 10 minutes or so, how to give you a tool to scale your business now, it's radically increase the number of messages you're sending out every day. Very simple. Radically increase the number of messages you're sending out every day. And it might be, I don't know why, I perceive it might be a little easier for you guys to do this in the solar industry. I'm dealing with a lot of real estate folks for whatever reason. That's where our business scaled a lot, okay? What's interesting is they're so ashamed about sending out more messaging that the most common question I get from these people is, hey, Dave, how much is too much? And if you're a great business builder, you want to send out millions of messages a day and you don't care how many opt out. You don't care. We don't want to spam. We'll talk about that in just a second, but you do want to send out more messages. So what are some of the places where you can do this? You ready? Couple of places. Number 1, texting through your CRM to whomever are in your sphere and contacts, et cetera. And we'll come back to the topic of opting in and spamming and that kind of stuff in a few minutes here. Texting still is the highest opening rate. It's a 92% read and open rate. Fair enough? Okay, you may have some regulatory against it. Powur may have some regulation against it. They should. You want to protect yourself because the lawsuits are swirling like crazy. But it is the highest response rate. So those people that you can text, it's still the most powerful vehicle. By the way, a quick one for this, you can do it secondarily from your own cell phone. And your cell phone has a higher read and open rate and less noise simply because people know it's your number. So again, Jonathan, I don't want to step on toes with solar and regulatory, and there may be things you can and cannot do. But I will say this, there is an app, a free app that you can download on your cell phone or on your iPhone called Reach, R-E-A-C-H. And what it does is it turns your cell phone into a mini CRM where you can send out multiple messages and it puts in the first names for you. The app is free and the upgrade's $8 or $9 a month. It's a super tool. So for example, we have a meeting that we're doing this Friday for a larger group of clients. And literally I composed the message. You put a little macro in there that represents first name in the Reach app and literally push one button and it send out all 300 messages for me and fills in the first names one by one, just like a CRM. So just so you're aware, texting from your cell phone, of course, is the best ever. Number 3, you got email from your CRM. Fair enough? Email. I'll give you some response rates you can target on your emails in a second here. Number 4, and this is, again, something I think Jonathan will share with you. Our secret sauce over the years has been Facebook Messenger messages. And number 5, Instagram DMs. Let me show you a quick example here. If you can see this on screen, you'll see here a Facebook Messenger message to a Facebook friend, Maria Espinoza. Hi, Maria. Any interest in having my team build a marketing funnel with lead generation for you? We even put a little video here. Maria said, I'd like to know more, and turned into a client. Fair enough? Please write this down. With Facebook, you can do 29 Facebook Messenger messages a day before they block you. That's the number today. It used to be much larger. Fair enough? Okay, next one for you. Instagram DMs. Instagram, there are some days you can do as many as 40 or 50, some days only 12 to 20, but Instagram DMing is powerful as well as a way to direct message your Instagram followers. Let me show you a quick example of this one. Here's a guy named Richard Martinez, Instagram follower, didn't know who he was. July of 2020, hi Richard, any interest in a virtual assistant? He sends a message that he has interest and wants more info. My daughter replies, right, and books the appointment for Oz. Listen to this carefully. Richard Martinez, unbeknownst to me, who I never met in my life at this point, is the husband of Adriana from Adriana's Insurance, the largest insurance company in the Inland Empire in Southern California. Richard signs up for a part-time virtual assistant through us. Today, he's doing 5 full-time virtual assistants through us. Adriana's Insurance is a very high, regular, if you will, income on a monthly basis. And what did it cost us to get that message out? You'll find out in a second, okay? Very, very inexpensive. The cool thing is when we have someone doing it for us, right, they'll actually on Facebook put in the first names manually, copy and paste, because there's no other way to do it automatically. In Instagram, they'll actually put in the kind of handles, if you will, even if some of them are a little bit goofy. Okay, next one, LinkedIn email. And I'm imagining in solar, you're doing some of you are doing connect through LinkedIn in order to find clients. I know that because I'm coaching someone privately who's in Powur Solar, who you guys may know, Michael Johnson. And just a heads up for you, he's got one of our virtual assistants sending out those connects, and he's targeting certain industries, which I imagine you guys are doing as well. And she's replying and setting the auto reminders in order to book appointments for him as well. Okay, Instagram or LinkedIn here. Another one I want to show you is you can use social media posts to create appointments as well. But most people are a little bit ashamed, if you will. Let me kind of show this here. This is a gal, Jennifer Rodinke, and her husband, Steven. So they're in downtown Detroit and literally just slipped in here. If you're interested in purchasing your next investment property, schedule a Calendly. I showed you that one because she booked an appointment literally from that Facebook post. So there are a variety of different tools. You can do this through Instagram. We have a technique. I didn't pop it up on screen, but if you guys want to friend me on Facebook and have a quick look, okay? On stories, if you post a story, we have a strategy that also creates inbounds. On stories, if you pop up a photo an Instagram worthy photo just to get attention. And then behind it, pop up another story that might say something like, are you interested in blah, blah, blah? And a third one that says, are you interested in blah, blah, blah? Text some code to some number. You'll find that we have someone on our team who goes in and will see the people that viewed the third one, if you will, and book appointments from there. All I'm trying to say is there are a lot of ways to do it, regardless of how you do it. And again, you have your regulatory, what you can and cannot do commercially. The one thing I will share with you is if there are certain things you can or cannot do, then the question, of course, becomes how can you go out and get more data that you can, or how can you create more opt-ins in order to market to them? Now, if you guys are doing, for example, door-to-door, if you will, why can't you create a mechanism for capturing people's information and for capturing their opt-in while you're with them in some way? Interesting. One thing that's interesting is when most of the people in real estate do appointments, they're not capturing data. So one of the things we like to do, and you guys may be aware, it's a kind of an old network marketing model, is doing client parties, if you will. So for example, realtor closes a buyer. The buyer is Mr. and Mrs. Jones. The realtor asks Mr. and Mrs. Jones to throw almost like a private business reception, sort of network marketing style in their home. Actually, it's just a client appreciation party to thank them for making the purchase, right? So, but what they do is they say, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, give us your 40, 50, 60, 70 names, phones, and emails of friends and family you want to invite. We'll take care of the elegant party invites. We'll make phone calls without saying we're your realtor, just to invite them as your friend to the party. We'll bring the food and drink, and we'll actually serve at the party humbly and stay in one place the whole time. One thing that's fascinating is the hosts can't help themselves, but they're always dragging people over they can't help themselves. They want to bend over backwards to introduce people to you. So here's an interesting one for you is, can you not just network people through people, traditional solar style, but can you also network data to data, if that makes any sense? And that way you're growing your database. The best way, I'll give you an example. How many people are on this call? So Jonathan introduces us to other people. Tomorrow, Roz and I are doing 2 in-person lunch and learns at real estate offices, another one Thursday morning, another one Thursday afternoon, and I'm up in Modesto on Saturday doing one. And all it is someone we know bringing a whole bunch of people we don't know. And what I'll always do too is say, hey, we have some free data and information for you if you want to give us opt-in permission. Just a heads up, like traditional marketing style online. Fair enough? Jot this down. This comes courtesy of the marketing world and my former home, if you will. When you're using a texting type mechanism, whether it's text from a CRM or your cell phone or Facebook Messenger and Instagram DM, which by the way is nothing more than texting to a different database called Facebook to your data called Friends, or Instagram DM is the same thing as texting. Please jot this down. You're seeking a 1% or more positive response rate to your messaging. For every 100 messages you send out, you want at least one person to raise their hand and say, I'm interested, I want to talk more. That's tradition, whatever is, again, only do what's appropriate and correct in your business, but that's the number you're targeting. If your response rate is less than 1 out of 100, I'm interested, let's talk more, immediately change the message. Got it? When people come to me, especially 7 and 8 and 9 years ago, they used to come to me with marketing materials or 8-page color, brochures or oversized listing postcards or whatever, and go, Dave, you're in a marketing company. They all think that I'm going to kind of review their creative. What do you think about it? I would literally take their postcard or their flyer, not look at it. Look at them and go, how many email out? Great. How many times did the phone ring? Great. And I'd hand it back to them and go, I love it. I wouldn't even look at it. The response rate is the key when you're trying to flood the funnel. Let the marketplace determine what's the right scripting and message. Is that fair? We have a rule of thumb in our own business. We always send out 100 messages to see the response rate before we send out more or larger number of messages. Okay. Next one for you. Email. What if you're doing emails from your CRM or, LinkedIn emails, for example? Your response rate that you're targeting is 1 out of 400, 0.25%. Interesting. For every 400 emails, your target is whatever your scripting is, you want to get at least one hand raised that says, I want to talk to you more. Whatever script you use, and you guys can, you probably have your own version of those scripts as well. So I think I saw a quick kind of hit in there in the chat about sending out a lot of emails with perhaps without response or whatever. Of course, if you're dealing with cold marketing, it's going to be tricky, of course, right? If you've got opt-in challenges, et cetera. This is why it's always best if you want to build a database from friends and friends of friends of friends. Our database right now is over 10,000. That doesn't mean we have 10,000 phones and emails. We probably have an estimated 7,000 phones and 4,000 emails, let's say, okay? After 9 years of collecting them in person from people through other people. Now, again, what I'm talking about is business generalist. I don't know what does or does not apply specifically and practically to your solar world and your solar model. You know your business better than I do. But if there's anything that I would like to share with you is building a scaled business is more about quantity than anything else. It doesn't mean that you can't do a better marketing message or a better job, et cetera. But it does mean that basically, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jarrett made the comment about don't be a secret agent, right? That's the same issue in most businesses. I'll leave you with this final thought. The reason people don't market, without getting too deep and spending too much time on this one, is a lack of identity. A lack of identity. One of my old mentors likes to tell me likes to say this: when you know who you are, you know what to do. In business, I know people that have strong identity because they're doing two things simultaneously, if you want to jot this down. They are fearlessly testing, you might want to write down those words, fearlessly testing, continuously measuring, and quickly adjusting their marketing and their people, crazy as it sounds. Jonathan may share with you about virtual assistants, but it's kind of important for you guys to know that when we test out virtual assistants, we terminate, and I don't mean this to sound like a hard, you know what, or whatever, but over the years, we've terminated nearly 70% of the VAs we've hired. Interesting? Because it's very simple. I tell people all the time, do your ministry work outside of the business, but inside the business, run a world-class business. We have to have people with a work ethic and that have problem-solving skills, if that's fair. Identity is everything. Know who you are. When you know who you are, you know what to do. And when you know what to do, you're courageously testing, measuring, and adjusting your marketing, testing, measuring, and adjusting the people that you're working with to delegate to. I hope this is helpful for you guys in your industry and venue. Whatever you might have gleaned from it would be cool. Jonathan, I'll turn it right back to you if that's okay.
Awesome, David. If you have any questions, you could type them in the chat, and Dave's going to hang out for a few more minutes here. But I guess one question I have is, if someone is getting started or younger and they want to have more connections, shake more hands, add more friends on social, get a bigger audience, get more first level connections, as you will, what would you say to that younger entrepreneur that's looking to do just that? Any tips?
Yeah, the first thing, which is hard for a younger entrepreneur to buy, if you know what I mean, is the concept that I really believe so strongly now. I wish I could make people drink this magic elixir. You already have what it takes. You already have what it takes. The problem is, if you don't believe it, you're going to model that out in the way you carry yourself or conduct yourself on a daily basis. If you acted like a king or a queen, what would you have done differently in your solar business yesterday? What would you have done more of? What would you have delegated more of? So the first thing for someone who's, let's say, relatively young is, you've got to know that you have what it takes and that there are some young people that succeed. So what makes them different? And of course, the difference is they're working it and they don't stop. So Jonathan, one of the things that I would recommend is, authenticity and transparency always sells. So it's the kind of thing where even if you're young, you've got to run around like a maniac and tell everybody, basically, I'm getting started in this thing and I need your support. This is why, I'm not referring to network marketing companies in any particular way, but I have experience with them back in the deep past here. The ACNs and their Herbalifes and the Amways always teach new people in their business because they know most reps have no business being in their business. They don't have sales game. Did everybody catch that? They know that. So how do they still sell billions through distributors that are inexperienced in sales? because they teach them to ask a favor, always a favor. Can you do me a huge personal favor? Can you and your neighbors and my friends and my family come over to the house and somebody else will explain it while I'm getting started? So you've got to lean onto mentoring when you're young. Another little trick for you guys is when we first got started, even though I wasn't young, it was spreading like in the real estate niche, but I didn't know anybody in the real estate niche. So we literally had a virtual assistant get on my Facebook account and start sending friend requests to friends of friends. So if a realtor was my Facebook friend, she was literally on Facebook scanning through their friends, looking for other realtors and lenders or whatever, sending them a friend request with a very cool, transparent message that had said, "Hi, Susie, this is David Halpern. We have a mutual friend, Jonathan Bernasso. Hey, just wondered if you might want to connect with me on Facebook." And we found 20% of those people would accept the friend requests. Once we got to 1,000 outstanding requests not responded to, Facebook would block you. You delete all 1,000 to start with the next batch. You people can do that everywhere you go. Ask friends and family for names and phone numbers of other friends and family. Just continue to network through people, if that makes sense. The larger your warm network, the easier it is to do this. Obviously, I know there's a lot of door knocking in your business as well. So.
Awesome, David. A lot of praise in the chat. A lot of people taking away nuggets from you. This is just fantastic. Thank you, David. And then someone was asking, I guess there was a word before you said adjusting. There was test, measure, and quickly adjust. Was that the slogan or the sentence that you mentioned?
Yeah, I'm kind of a slogan guy. It's kind of cheesy, I know, but I've noticed that people will remember phrases that are simple. And by the way, I also noticed that entrepreneurs that keep it simple scale more radically in a big way. I got a funny story on that one. The expression is test fearlessly, or fearlessly test, continuously measure, and quickly adjust. Bill, 20, currently on Facebook, 29. The number's ever moving. It used to be more. Quickie story on keeping it simple. You know that Elon Musk, on the day he bought Twitter, which was a Monday, the next day I was watching a video on YouTube with a SpaceX engineer who spent the whole day with him and said he didn't mention Twitter one time the whole day he bought Twitter. He didn't mention Twitter the entire day on the day he acquired Twitter. If he can keep it simple, so can we. We've got to compartmentalize and dummy up our business, whether it's through, quick cheesy quotes or bumper stickers, if you will, or we've got to keep the principle simple. Otherwise, we don't scale.
Absolutely. And these are all pretty basic reminders, but much needed, how to get out there and do messaging, things that we should be doing, activities, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and it's free at your fingertips. We all can do those activities. So yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen and we will kind of wrap this up here in a second. Now, like you guys know, I put in the chat, how I built a referral-based business, a 7-figure referral-based business over 7-8 years. And most of it was without assistance, and most of it was without a VA. It was BNI and networking and chamber, and I was sending messages on Instagram to realtors when I was bored in the morning in bed. I was connecting and adding friends. In my training, I say get to 5,000 friends on Facebook. So there's plenty of activities that you should be doing. Watch those videos, watch the trainings, watch JC's trainings. I'm sure David has lots of trainings and coaching programs as well. But here's a little extra for you. And I just started this a few months ago. I've noticed realtors have success with it. And some of us have had success with it. Now you can send this script, you could take a screenshot and do it yourself if you'd like. But if you do want to have 300 messages sent out automatically every single month, this is the script that I've gone with. We are going to adjust and continually adjust and quickly adjust. And, it's very simple. Hey, Daniel, I wanted to send a message and check in with summer upon us. Interested in the free solar energy report? DM me. Know anyone to refer? Get $1,000? DM me. Want more info or learn more to work with us and add solar to your income? Send me a DM and I can tell you how I can help. And I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. And literally in the first week, someone's like, your ears must have been ringing. My sister's getting a quote. Someone else, I need a new roof. Can I get solar? Someone else, send me some more information. And so this is just an auto message. Go ahead, copy and steal it. But David and his colleague Roz and one of their businesses that they've determined realtors need, because we all don't do this activity as much as we say we should, or we do, we don't. And so you literally can have 300 messages sent out every single month. There's a 6-month promo here for $6.97. That's all 6 months, literally 300 sent out every single month on your behalf. And there's even a bigger discount if you want to do 12 months. And then they even have another marketing bundle as well. Personally, I have another social media team I'll share in just a second, but 3 weekly posts to Facebook, Instagram, 3 weekly Facebook IG stories, and you do get the messenger messages in there as well. And then for a little bit more in the 6-month or 12-month discounts. And, you know, you can go ahead and text or email Rosalind, probably emails preferred, mention you're with Powur. And again, guys, this is just something I've done. I was getting it from real estate agents. I saw people utilizing it. I was scratching my brain, man, is an assistant doing this? How are they putting my name in here every time? They did this to me 6 months ago. They're doing it to me again. And that's how I connected with David and his team and everything that they offer. And so I just felt compelled to, you know, share this with you guys. And even, you know, we've taken it to Instagram. We are messaging Instagram realtors. And if you want this script, you know, aloha, congrats on your business success. Have you thought about adding solar, batteries, roofing to your offering? You could get paid. Would you be interested for more info watching a video? Even something as simple as, do you have a solar referral partner? Nationwide partner, Mr. Mrs. Realtor. And you can change and adjust, and they have some recommendations, and we have a few templates already. And then I have one more slide as well to share, David. I don't know if you or Roz wanted to add in anything at this point.
Roz, something you'd like to share on this?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Jonathan, what's cool is like everything that goes out will be personalized.
Okay, awesome. As far as
Oz, you muted.
Yeah. So yes, it'll be personalized when that person on your Facebook or Instagram follower receives that message. So it's always including first name basis.
got
But
it.
it's definitely a way to leverage, for sure, just like David shared.
Yeah, I love that. I love how it actually has their first name there in the messaging as well. So take a screenshot of this, watch the recording, go back and get the info. Maybe this is not a right now. Maybe this is not for you. Maybe you just want to copy this and do it yourself. Maybe you're at the level where a few bucks make sense for you. And so I just, you know, really think this is just one of the tools that I've now bolted on to myself. And Powur has tons of marketing materials and images. We went over this last week. If you watch the training, you can just start somewhere. Like I said, I used to message realtors on Instagram, roofers on Instagram, go down paths of EXP realtors or states I wanted to focus in, and post online and post on social and post stories. I did that all myself. Now at different levels of the business, myself and even Jared and Jordan, a few other people, I have a social media manager. Her name is Kat. And I have an executive assistant that helps me with the messaging and the responding. Roz and David and her team with the VA auto messages, and even videographers and reels, and recording some videos upstairs with my camera and a microphone I got on Amazon, and then turning those into reels. So there's so much stuff you could do here. It's at your fingertips. You could sit on the couch for 30 minutes a day and do it. It's free items. And just like everything else, I call this my team, my social media team. It's Roz and David in the VA. You know, Sarah helps responding. I could do responding. And then Kat, she used to be with the social media team for Powur Corporate, and she's now servicing multiple top performers as well. And she'll give us some social media tips and tricks and hashtags in a future training for you all as well. So stay tuned for that. And with that, we'll just see if there's any questions here in the last 2 minutes for David, Roz, and their team. I'll leave you with the offering as well here one last time. And David, we really do appreciate you coming on, giving us 20 minutes of fire, giving us some nuggets, the information we know we should be doing, the basics, even the response rates or how many messages we should send per day, because you and your team are doing it, living it. And on behalf of the whole team, I just want to say a big thank you as well.
Thank you. Jonathan, one thing, if anybody's interested, they can call me or text me, and I'm more than happy to work out anything they need, payments. We're human.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Jonathan, somebody asked about where would you start a VA with, and my favorite answer is talk to Roz. that's like my generic answer to everything, because she customizes everything for everyone. So you may have some unusual special requests or preferences. Couple quick hits, Jonathan. This will be 30 seconds if it's cool. On the messaging, I think we've now broken 100,000 messages we've sent out on behalf of our folks. And we have 3 people confirmed at just under 6 figures in net revenue, which is crazy. On the Shavita doing the social media for you folks, Shavita is literally the singularly best person that Roz and I have ever hired. And we have 185 that were on our payroll at various points. And she's in India, but has a 909 phone number in order to support her family and works crazy LA business hours. She is singularly the most technical and great bedside manner, if you will, person we know, both task and people. And so she works directly for you without us as a filter, even though you use us as a backup for customer service or anything you need, Roz and I, of course, right? But she's sensational, okay? One other thing, I know you're scattered geographically, but anybody that's in the SoCal market, Jonathan, we're doing a kind of a deeper dive on this very topic next Wednesday in Rancho Cucamonga. If your team would like some free tickets, we'd be happy to give them to you guys for free if you want to text Roz or Jonathan, if you want to accumulate a bunch of whatever, and we'd love to have you guys. So next Wednesday morning in Rancho Cucamonga in the Inland Empire
Very cool. Is there any flyer, Eventbrite, or anything we can share with the team? Let me know, Roz. But yeah, Wednesday next week, Rancho Cucamonga. All right.
I'll share a flyer with you, Jonathan.
Someone said, what if we don't have many friends on Facebook or Instagram? Got to add. Network, BNI Chamber. I always say, Isaac, go to the Facebook page of your local church, the local restaurant. Maybe there's even a, better yet, electric vehicle club or, green tree planting community. Like, go to all those community groups, the beer club, something your hobby, and go to those Facebook groups and just add people. In my opinion, just add those people. I use social media for business. I'm not there to see my friends' cats' photos. And so that's been my philosophy in getting to 5,000 friends. And so it takes time. It can even take a year or two to get decent. And then at what point you might be better equipped to do some of these programs. So some of that advice is in my building a referral-based business and 7-figure business on YouTube.
Yeah, and if I could just add to that, social media, having a social media manager. So Kat Remax, who does Jonathan's, I started working with her, and she's part of my team now, and she has up-leveled my game 10x, 20x ever since working with her, is helping me out with that, because you guys, we're all busy, right? Some of you might have copied down that post and you're going to take the time to do it. But once you start getting busy in this industry, you don't have time to do all that, right? So you definitely need to treat this like a business. You are the CEO of your own solar company. Would the CEO of his own solar company or her company go out there and make individual posts? No, you would hire a social media team, right? Someone to go out there and do that. So leverage this, treat it like a business, invest into it. You will see the returns guaranteed. So I really appreciate you guys coming on here and helping out with that. Those are some killer promos and pricing that they're doing exclusively for the Powur team. So if you're on the fence, jump into it, treat this like a business, make it happen.
Great words, great close, Jarrett. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. We're going to hang out for some Q&A office hours. We may have 1 or 2 questions real quick for David and his team. But thank you all for attending. This will be uploaded to Jarrett McAllister, the Virtual Solar YouTube account.